Hi and welcome to Sivilani's at Home. My name is Vanessa and today I'm guiding you through a restorative yoga flow, and we focus specifically on our glutes, so the outer thighs, but also really our whole legs. And if you have at home perhaps a block or two or a cushion, I recommend you keep those props with you, as some of the stretches might feel much more comfortable with extra support. As always, I will be offering you lots of options to play with. So if you have any injuries, or if you have any tightness today, or simply if you don't want to go too deep in the stretches, please listen to my variations and always choose what feels best on your body. Make sure you can place your screen in a position where you don't have to move it as we practice. We spend most of the time sitting or laying onto our back, so you can keep the screen quite low. We're gonna make a start laying onto our back. So if you wanna have a blanket on your mat to make yourself even more cozy, go ahead and do it. So we start into a constructive rest position, and you want to find your feet into a wide position and knock your knees inwards. So this is a great place to begin with, to relax our hips, create a bit of internal rotation. You can rest one hand on your belly, one on your chest, and make sure the neck feels long and comfortable here. Your elbows are dropping sideways. Give yourself a moment to somehow separate yourself from any distractions. No matter what your day already brought you or what your day will look like, try and focus on the present moment. Notice how you're feeling right now. And as you start breathing, allow your belly to be really soft. So expand it against your hands as you breathe in, and then feel your belly softening as you breathe out. Take again a few more natural breaths without changing anything. Slowly open your arms sideways, palms facing upwards. Let your knees drop all the way to one side, pushing one knee a bit more and then the other. So the knee, which is internal rotating, really wants to press against the floor to create a bit more freedom in your back and your hips. So go ahead and swap, maybe exhaling as you twist and inhaling as you return back into center. Good, one more time, and then pose with your knees back into center. Catch your shins and pull the knees into the chest, and start taking big circles with your knees out, all the way forward and back into your chest. So as you draw those circles, allow your inner thighs to relax, your feet to be floppy. You can apply as much pressure as it feels good to you. And then reverse your circles, moving forward, out and in, and again. Lovely, last time, draw your knees into your chest, squeeze them in even more, and then find your way to come to your seated position. So we move on into a breathing technique before coming into deep stretches. You can sit on a cushion if you feel comfortable, or a blanket. And you want to bring your hands onto your belly. So today we try and breathe into our belly, deep, slow belly breaths. This is a great way to calm our mind and to also help our stretches. So you can close your eyes for this, or you can keep them soft. Take a moment to notice when you breathe in if you can feel any expansion of your belly into your hands. And as you breathe out, if you can feel that naturally your belly button is drawing closer to your spine. Shoulders are soft. Make sure the spine is really neutral, so you're pressing down on your hips to grow tall through the whole spine. With this technique, we try and breathe in for 5 counts or 6 and really feel the belly, and then breathe out again for 5 or 6 counts and empty the belly. So if these counts don't work for you, you're more than welcome to try 4 or don't think about the counts at all. But try and focus on taking a lot of time to not only feel the chest, but also expand into your belly. So begin by breathing out completely. Take a full breath out, and we begin. Breathing through your nose for 4, for 3, 2, 1, and breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing through your nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe out, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Now we try and add 1 extra count. So breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Let your belly expand in your hands. And breathe out. Belly softly comes closer to the spine because your lungs empty themselves. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now continue in your own time. We will play with this for 2 more minutes. And you can choose to maintain the 6 counts or 5 or 4, but see if you can find some symmetry, coherency between the inhalation and exhalation. And allow your belly again to stay soft, your shoulders to drop, your mind fully focusing on the counts and the breath. And take a few more rounds. If you want to lengthen your breath even more, please go for it. Feeling your belly expanding in all directions. Ready, when you finish your last exhalation, you can slowly start releasing your hands onto your knees. Come back to your natural breath. And you can blink open your eyes. eyes if they were closed. Take a couple of shoulder rolls, lifting your shoulders up, back and down. And again. And take this twice more. Lovely. As you return back into your center, take your hands behind you and lengthen your legs in front of you. Flex and point through your toes just to get some length into the back of your knees. Good. And then find a way to return onto your back as we start focusing specifically on our glutes. So as you lay on your back, lift your left leg up to the sky, flex your foot, and then bend your knee and place your ankle on top of your thigh. Catch the back of your right thigh and draw your knee in towards your chest. Stay there, take a slow breath in, exhale, pull the knee closer. So we come into the figure of four. If you want to feel this deeper, you can interlock your fingers and catch the front of your shin, but try and maintain your shoulders and your hips heavy. Your both hips are completely even on the floor. And each time you exhale, you can draw your thigh closer to you, but keep the shoulders soft, your neck long. Just breathing through your nose. Exhale and pull your thigh closer to you. So you're preparing the side of your glutes on the left leg to every stretch we will take today. Your right foot is flopping. Try and maintain your tailbone long and keep on drawing your thigh in. 2 more slow breaths. Lovely. From here, release your right foot on the floor and catch your left foot with your right hand, your knee with your left hand. And see if you can take a little rock side to side. You're massaging now in the same shape, just smoothing your thigh bone into the hip socket a bit more. And if that's easy, you can extend the bottom leg as well. Now, can you move your foot closer to your face? Keep the knee pointing out. And now keep your knee reaching really close to your left shoulder and come into half happy baby. So catch your left heel and open your right arm to the side. Your right hip is on the floor, and if this feels too intense, bend your knee so you can get less pulling action. Now take a slow breath in, exhale, draw your left knee closer to your left shoulder, maintain the posture with a gentle abdominal activation, and we try and extend the left leg ever so slightly. So again, breathe in, exhale, pull the heel slightly sideways. Breathing back into center. Exhale. As you keep on moving, it doesn't really matter if your leg is straight or bent, but see if you can increase the stretch into the hip and maintain your right leg really heavy. Twice more, lengthen out and bend. Now for the very last one, extend your leg as far as you can take it. Hug the abdominals in and pose. So you can close your eyes if it feels good. We're gonna stay for 1 minute or so. Again, your knee can be absolutely bent or straight. Maintain your right side of the body grounded, right shoulder on the floor. And your breath is still very symmetrical, even and smooth as when we started. Now gently come all the way back into your center. Release your leg close to the right. And take a moment to notice differences between one side and the other. Let your belly, let your feet be relaxed. Lovely. Now when you're ready to, we take the same thing to the other side. So bending your left knee and flexing your right foot up and over. And then draw your left knee to your chest. interlock your fingers, breathe in, exhale, pull the knee closer to you. So your right foot is flexed, and you're trying to lengthen your tailbone forward, maintaining your shoulders resting on the floor. Pull your knee even closer to you. Each time you exhale, your arms can bend more. You can also interlock your fingers and catch the front of your shin. Keep your throat relaxed. Let's take about 2-3 more breaths, trying to get the thigh even closer to the chest, but maintain your right foot flexed. And then we keep the right foot as it is, but extend the left leg long or keep your knee bent. Catch your foot with your left hand and knee with the right hand, and have a little rock side to side. So you might feel it into the side of your glutes, but also the groin, just depending on where you feel tighter today. Now, as your knee comes to the right, you can catch your foot from the outside or the inside, coming again into Alpha P Baby. Breathe in, exhale, plug the shoulder and knee closer together. Roll the shoulders down your back and maintain the left side of the body really heavy. So this is your Alpha P Baby. And you can stay or you can move again, creating a bit more length into the groin. So breathe in, and as you exhale, stretch your heel away from you to your on degree. And then rebend. Left side of the body heavy. Left the shoulder down. Just moving through the exhalation to your on degree. You shouldn't feel any pain right now. Just keep it gentle. Now the last time, hold the leg whatever you want to, so you can be straight, you can be bent, but again, think about pressing your left shoulder, left hip down. Spend a couple of breaths here to open up through the groin. Always a 60-80% of intensity, so nothing which is too dramatic on your muscles. It's more about relaxing into the shape rather than reaching the very end of the movement. Take one final breath, and then nice and easy bend through the knee. Release your legs one by one, close to each other, and take a moment to observe any changes in your hamstrings, in your hips. And when you're ready, you can draw your knees back into your chest and find your way to come to seated. So we're going to move into a deer pose today, and you want to have your left shin forward and your right knee close to your heel or slightly backwards. So see how it feels into the hips. So left shin is forward, you can flex your foot to give more stability to your ankle. Lengthen left arm to the side and reach up and over to the right. Your elbow can find the floor, push your hips down. Just a little stretch for the spine. And then come back into your center, keep your spine long and take it across to the other side. So left arm long, drop your head down. Let's go again, up and over. Right arm long, head is dropping. And then up and reach. Now come back into your center, and as you hinge from the hips, shift forward. If it's easy for you, really align the heel and knee together. And then maybe lower your elbows and release your head. If you already feel quite a lot into your hips, that's a perfect place for you to stay. If you need more, maybe you can try and extend your back leg backwards, coming into pigeon pose. Try, if your leg is straight, and rotate your right thigh inwards and even out through your hips. And if you need to stay on your left side, that's also absolutely fine. So as we hold this posture for 5 minutes, I invite you, if you need it, to place maybe a block in front of you so your hands can stay a little bit higher up, or your elbows, or you can use it under your forehead. Now you can begin really noticing where you feel the stretch. Do you feel it mainly into the front of your right hip, or your groin, or your glutes, so the side of your leg? To take a moment to notice where you feel it and allow your belly to drop, to soften. Maybe your eyes want to close. You can always choose a different position for your prop. Maybe you can take it lower if you feel really comfortable to be closer to the ground. Stay with your breath. Now, if at any point you feel your knees are uncomfortable or your hips are uncomfortable, you could also take a little break, of course, but you can always, if you decide to take this posture away, come back and refine exactly the same shape as you had before. So coming back for a second round of your figure of four. So we're halfway through this stretch, and if you need to back off a little bit, you also have that option. Otherwise, perhaps you can lengthen your arms even more to the front and see if you can spin the chest to face the floor a bit more, so you intensify the position. One last minute here in your sleeping swan or pigeon. See if you can let go of the tension in your shoulders, in your neck even more. And relax both legs completely. Press your hands down to the floor to lift your chest up. And now draw your front heel closer to you for a moment and collect the back leg. Come into a twist. So take all the time you need. Place your right foot on the outside of your left knee when you're ready, and then your hips find the floor. Lengthen your left arm up, and as you exhale, twist up and over to the right. So you're more than welcome to place your elbow on the outside of your knee to give a little bit more pressure. Keep on lifting up through the spine. And then slowly reset back to center. Lengthen your legs in front of you. If you want to, have a little rock of your knees in and out. You can also bend your knees and do the same thing from here. So we take a little reset and then exactly the same thing on the other side into your deer pose. So we begin now with the right shin forward. See if you can get your heel in line with your knee, and this left knee can be close to your heel or you can move it backwards. So whatever you feel comfortable. Lengthen your arm, left arm up, and take yourself up and over to the right side. Your elbow can find the floor, your head is dropping. And then come back into center and take it across to the other side. And one more each side, come up and over, left arm long, let your head drop, and reach. Good, now come back into your center and start hinging forward from your hips, walking straight in front of your shin. And if you feel already there is a good pulling into the side of your hips, perhaps that's your posture, you can stay. If you want to go deeper, you can extend your back leg. So to your own degree, maybe make this into a pigeon pose. You can also, of course, fold the blanket and sit on the blanket. So whatever you are, we introduce again this 5 minutes of stillness. And if you found it comfortable to use some props, perhaps to support your arms, support your chest, you can also take them. Make yourself a bit more comfortable. Try and maintain your right foot flexed. And if that's available in your hips, you can start really spiraling consciously the back leg down and shift the weight a bit more to the left. So this is going to increase your stretch if you want to. And as always, if you feel like you need more props, you need to take a break, feel free to adjust yourself. So we try to stay as still as possible, but if you feel any pain or if you don't feel anything at all, you're more than welcome to explore different options. So just as a reminder, you can always back off a little bit, come upright, and maybe choose for the last 2 minutes to come into your figure of 4 stretch, which should feel a little easier on the knees, a little bit easier to control as well. So whatever you decide to be, make sure your knees feel no pain, and that your breath can still be very full and deep as when you started. And if you feel more comfortable, you can also allow your belly to come closer to your calf, your arms to stretch deeper, your head to relax a bit lower. To slowly start walking your hands closer to your body and press yourself back and up. No rush. Once you are up again, you can bring your back leg across. So we come again into seated, left foot on the outside of your right knee, and then we pull the hips down, right arm lifts up, and as you exhale, twist. So draw your left shoulder back, and if you want to use your elbow as a lever, you can also do that. Take a few more moments to unwind your back. Good, and then slowly return back into center. Find your way onto your hands and knees, the tabletop. Let's mobilize our back. So knees right under your hips. As you breathe in, you can round your back, dropping your head. And then you can arch your spine. Again, breathe in, push the floor away. And exhale, open across the chest. Take this twice more. Good. And as you arrive all the way back to center, tuck your toes and find yourself into downward facing dog. Walk on spot, pushing one heel at a time down. See if you can feel the back of your heels reaching down as you bend the opposite knee. And then slowly walk your feet towards the middle of your mat. Take your feet slightly wider than your hips, just a touch, bend your knees, and then catch the opposite elbows and have a little swing side to side, allowing the back of your neck to be heavy, shifting the weight on your toes. Good, and from here, rest your right fingertips on the floor, or if you need, you can use a block, so right and down, and then open up through your left arm, and your knees can be bent or straight. Full twist, and then come down and swap to the other side, push to open. If you don't want to use a block, you can touch the floor, keep repeating, hand on the floor, and then twisting, knees bent or straight. Again, release your head down and open. One more time, one each side. Release and open. And as you refine your center, let's come into Malasana. So separate your feet wider and drop your hips down. Bringing your hands into prayer. If it feels good, push your knees out and open up through the chest. So this is a great way to open your hips. If your knees feel uncomfortable, or if that position feels uncomfortable, what you can do is to come and sit on a cushion if it's high. So you can sit, or you can also sit on a couple of bricks. If this doesn't work at all, please just come and sit into a comfortable butterfly position, catching your ankles and trying to open across the chest. So we use this moment just to create some space into the inner thighs before we close them again. You can close your eyes if you want. Try and maintain your head right on top of the hips. And if your heels are off the floor, that's normal. Maybe it's easier to take the hands on the floor as well. So 3 more slow breaths. Letting your tailbone be heavy, your knees open apart, shoulders gliding on your back. Lovely, and from here, finding the safest way to come down on the floor. Reach your legs in front of you. We're going to move into shoelace now. So we cross both knees, and I will give you some options to play with if this doesn't feel good. So let's begin with extending the right leg forward and taking the left knee across. Now, if this is enough, you stay. If you want, bend the bottom knee as well. Make sure your feet are facing towards the back of your space, so they don't touch the floor. The soles of the feet is pointing backwards, and your hips are even. If your hips are lifted, left hip is lifted, try and press it down, or you can sit on a blanket, and that might make your life easier, or even a block. So you want to even out through your hips. Now, hinge through your hips and walk forward with your fingertips, and see if you can melt your belly on top of the thigh. You're dropping your head down. So this is a forward fold that opens up the side of the glutes. If this doesn't work, you can extend the bottom leg only, or you can take the same thing on your back. So you can catch your ankles and then pull the knees and your ankles towards your chest. So see how it goes. Again, we hold this one for 5 minutes. And you're more than welcome, as always, to use a range of props in front of you so that you can rest your hands, rest your elbows, or rest your head. So you want to lean over, but if it's uncomfortable to do it without any props, the invitation is always to use something to support yourself. And if you feel tension in your neck, you can always move your head slightly to one side and the other one. Maybe walk your hands even more to the front. So as you stay in this posture, you might want to walk the hands a bit more to the front. You might want to rest your belly completely on your thighs, so check if your body feels more comfortable after a while. You shouldn't feel any pain in your knees or your ankles. So something you can always do if your knees hurt, is to take the position on the back. If the ankles don't like the touch on the floor, you can also use a blanket to protect them, so you can place your blanket under. So 2 more minutes as we drop the head and really allow the side of the glutes to lengthen, the lower back as well to stretch. See if you can consciously relax your muscles, relax your feet, relax your quads, your glutes, relax your shoulders. So your whole body is relaxing in this posture. Maybe your arms are holding you up a little bit, so that's the only thing working, but the rest of your body is very soft. Breaths. And begin walking your hands towards you, releasing your legs one by one. Allow the legs to come in front of you and maybe shift the weight of your body backwards, just to notice any sensations in this rebound phase when we let go of the shape. And if you want to flex and point your toes or move your ankles and your knees, go for it. As we take the same thing on the other side in a moment. So go ahead and swap side now. So changing the shin, which is underneath, left shin under, the right knee is crossing on top. On one side might feel different to the other, so you might want to extend the bottom leg if it's easier. You might want to come laying onto your back if you prefer. Make sure if you're taking the full shoelace, your soles of the feet are kind of pointing backwards. Hinge forward and try and even out your hips. Feel your belly resting onto your thigh. And then as you arrive, you don't want to come to 100% straight away. Give yourself some time just to settle. And if you want to use any extra props, again, you can move your bolsters, your cushion. Try and reconnect straight away to the rhythm of your breath and keep it as soft, as quiet and slow as possible. But again, if your knees feel uncomfortable, you're more than welcome to come laying on your back and choose a different position. So you can grab hold of your ankles, draw your knees in, keep the back of your shoulders resting. And to intensify the second option, you can move your ankles slightly sideways and then pull them down towards you. So you're doing the same thing that you would be doing sitting. Check in with tension or softness into your neck, into your shoulders. So see if you can really release the weight of your upper body forward. And if you need to change anything, you can do it, but really we're aiming for stillness, keeping that 60-80% of intensity. So nothing too strong that it is impossible to maintain stillness. Keep breathing steadily through your nose and feel your belly still expanding as you breathe in. And then your whole upper body is relaxing as you breathe out. Time to spend the last 2-3 breaths in this posture, this shoelace. And when you're ready, you can push the floor away. Maybe remove any props you have in the front. And then one by one, relax the legs. And this time we come laying all the way down onto our back. So give yourself some space to release. The whole body on the floor coming into a quick rebound, quick shavasana. Just to notice how you're feeling. Allow your legs to be floppy. Good, and if it feels good, feet find the floor. Take your feet slightly apart. Open your arms sideways and just drop your knees all the way to one side and all the way to the other side. Notice how you're feeling in your hips after all this deep work. And now reach the center and extend your legs long. We come into a crescent moon shape. So we keep the knees relaxed and long, arms reaching up and over your head. Now go ahead and tilt your upper body to the right, so you can catch your left wrist and stretch sideways. At the same time, your legs move to the right, and if you want to, left leg crosses over to the right. So you're hooking your ankles and catching your wrist. And as you arrive, let your left side of the body open. Shoulders and hips are grounded. See if you can relax your back on the floor. And if you want to pull a little deeper, keep on walking your feet and your hands a bit more to the right. Gently expanding the left side of the rib cage, stretching the whole left side of the body. And then slowly make your way back into center. Release your shoulders. And then find a way to the other side. So we catch the right wrist. We pull up and over to move the upper body to the left. And then your feet also move to the left, crossing perhaps your right ankle over to the left ankle. And as you pull, try and really expand the right side of your ribs. Feeling that both hips, both shoulders are still touching the floor. And pull your arms a little deeper if it feels good. And gently return all the way back into your center. Find your feet on the floor. And then draw your knees into your chest, catching your shins. Take a little rock to one side and the other one. And from here, extend your legs up to the sky. You can separate your feet as much as you want to. Maybe bend your knees and rest your hands on your shins or catch your ankles. So we try and lengthen through the back of the knees. They have been bent in for quite a long time. If this feels uncomfortable, you can always keep your knees softer and wider, and catching your ankles, you are into a happy baby. So legs are straight or bent. See if you can flex your toes and really open up the back of your knees. Feel your shoulders are still resting on the floor. Lower back is resting on the floor. Your heels are pushing up and your calves are lengthening. So again, a bit more gentle option for the hamstrings would be to open the legs wider and keep your knees softly bent. Take 2 more slow breaths, whatever you're choosing to do. And from your leg of your grip, we take a twist. So we move the knees up and over to the right side. Left arm opens. If you want, extend your legs exactly as you just done. So you can really shoot your legs long. See if you can maintain your feet one on top of the other, and maybe use your right hand to completely block your shins. Left arm opening in opposition, or you can keep your knees relaxed. Take 1 more full breath. As you exhale, return all the way back into your center and take the same thing across to the other side. So knees close to your chest. Option to extend your legs and maybe catch the outside of your ankle. Try and slide your feet until they are one on top of the other, and then spin the rib cage to the right. Notice any sensations in your back, side of your legs, shoulders. And now once you're ready, you can make your way back into center for your final Shavasana. So today you have the option to extend your legs, or take your feet together, knees apart, or feet together, feet apart and knees touching together. So a range of options. If you have a blanket, you can also decide to place a blanket on your body, especially on your hips. Make yourself nice and comfortable. And take your hands one on top of the other on your belly, so whatever you are resting today. Coming back to your steady breath. Keeping the back of your neck long and your chin perpendicular to the floor. Allow your feet to be floppy, your legs to relax completely. And keep on following the journey of your breath from your nose to the bottom of your lungs, and then reversing from the bottom of your lungs out through your nose. Allow your belly to gently move towards your hands when you breathe in, and feel your belly softening down towards the spine as you breathe out. Time to very gently move your blanket away if you covered yourself, and come over to a comfortable seated position. No rush, bring your hands at the center of your heart. And when you feel ready, when you have refound your upright position, you can blink open your eyes. We close here today. So thank you very much for practicing with me. I hope your whole body feels refreshed. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.